know, I was on retreat this week, 5 days of silence, and as I arrived, I read those readings, and as it said, remain in my love. I thought, wow, I have 5 days to just remain in God's love. And it went pretty well the first 2 days, and that second night, suddenly I became sick. And I was, for the next 24 hours, really, all night and all day, I was between my bed and bathroom, where I spent my time. And it was a long time, really, because I was kind of just in agony, feeling terrible. I couldn't pray. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't eat. They were gathering to say morning and evening for Mass. I couldn't go to anything. And so I just was kind of there all day long. And on a day like that, I was probably going through all sorts of things. Kind of feeling lonely for a while. Then I would feel kind of despairing. I wonder if I'll ever get better. Will I ever feel good again? Or is this something really bad, that I will recover from? Or you have all those fears and thoughts that come to mind. And yet somehow, in the midst of that, there was a sense that it was okay. It was somehow I was being taken care of. And I thought of, it happened to be the 10th anniversary of my mother's death. And I thought, well, I think my mom is probably watching over me somehow. And I remember you, I told you last Sunday to pray for me, and I thought, well, somebody's praying probably for me. And I knew others were praying for me, and it kind of gave me a sense really that God's presence and care was there in the midst of the agony. And that's the sense that we have to always somehow remain in God's love, so that we can return and really become more loving in our lives. And amazingly, after about 24 hours, all of a sudden, I felt hungry. And I thought, well, I'm getting better. And it was just kind of that little 24-hour spot. It is the challenge that we take on, I believe, as a church. In the midst of our stuff, how do we remain in God's love? And how do we then become more loving of those who come here? It has been the task that we have talked about these last months on our staff, parish staff. And I asked them to, a few months back, to list what are the things really that would help us do that. And we made out a list of a whole bunch of things, and there were 3 that kind of surfaced for us. And today, let me just share some of that, because I think it bears upon all of us. The first one we thought of was we would put a little more effort into Strengths Finder. Father Coletti began that effort here, which is a method of helping people to identify the strengths in their life, so that really they can be better ministers, working out of the strengths. So we had a little session this spring. A number of people came and began learning about their strengths. And I think we will be doing more on that as a staff, and really by fall we'll want to integrate it more into our parish, so that more and more we are inviting people to a greater sense of ministry out of their strengths. Secondly, we believe that our liturgical worship space needs some attention. And it's really what you told us. We gave that survey last February, I believe it was, and 450 of you responded and said, yes, there are some concerns, there are some great treasures in our church building, but some things that we need to attend to. So a committee gathered of 20 people. These last months, and they've been kind of collating those results, and they're at the end of the queue, so could you